Good morning, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures, so welcome to Moose Flats Farm. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So on to today's adventure. As you see, we're back in the seed shed. We've got 3 projects that we need to get working on today. And one of the last things I purchased in 2022 was, and this is just part of them, is I'm going to be starting a blackberry patch. So I need to get these guys up potted because they come grafted in these cute little plugs, and obviously we still got snow and cold out there. So I know, another plant in the seed shed in the middle of remodel. And then we're going to go through and get the joints and everything caulked so we can get a layer of paint on this. So I just went through and pre-filled the pots for the blackberries. These are the Natchez blackberry plants. And I was thinking they'd come in bare root, but they didn't. They came in nice little healthy plugs. Whoa. Stay. So now I just got to go through and wind up needing to get some more water. And show you the other ones that I got. So actually I can take the water from that tray. This one is a Marionberry. It's a kind of its own kind of berry, but it's kind of like a cross between a raspberry and a blackberry. And then these guys, which I'm going to have to get some stakes for, are Triple Crown blackberry, so they're a nice big blackberry. Probably won't get any fruit this year, but definitely will next year. And one thing that I just noticed switching the water was, because these ones have been planted in the potting mix for about a week now, is, as it drips on the floor, all of that new growth coming up. Very cool to see. So what we're going to be using is a DAP product for the caulking. It's the Alex Plus. It's an all-purpose acrylic latex caulking. It is paintable in 30 minutes, so we'll be able to get this caulked, go up and water the hoop house raised beds and the pots in the greenhouse, because got a hose strung out there, and then we can come back and start painting, because this should be ready to paint by then. Okay, so the reason I am going through and caulking all the joints is it also will help seal up the shed by filling any big gaps that we have, and B, like on the OSB right here where we have a seam, say this was over on the other side and we got water splashed in there, it can cause the OSB to swell. So I'm just doing the precaution of sealing it. But as you can see, like right here, the camera will focus on that there's that great big gap. And it's a place for bugs to potentially hide in, or say water got in there to swell the OSB, and just to let air leaks. So I've got this about halfway caulked and gonna get it finished so we can go up and water some soil. So while all of this is drying, let's go up to the hoop house, get it watered, and get the buckets in the greenhouse watered. And then it should be good to come down and start painting. So over here, as you see, we had a big pile of snow we'd thrown. And even though it's been freezing at night and getting into the low 40s during the day, it is definitely warming up in here. So I want to get this good and soaked, so we can get the pepper roots out and start getting this soil ready for next spring. Okay, so that got all of this watered in really good. I probably will go paint for a couple hours and then come back up and re-soak this just to make sure everything's good and damp. And the water seems to be flowing through, so to me that means that these aren't frozen popsicles. And then after this gets good and soaked, I'll drag the hose in and water the buckets in the greenhouse. So let's go back down and get some painting done. Okay, so it's been about an hour and gonna start painting. I'm going to be using this, it's a Rust-Oleum paint. It's Simply Home. It's the color is dark taupe. It's eggshell and sheen, and it's washable and low odor, so it should be really good for in here, and we'll just neaten it up. So I'm going to start on this back wall and go through, and I'll cut the edges in and around the heater with the brush, and then we'll get the main part rolled on. And as you see, I did get a big chunk of cardboard put down just to keep most of the paint off of my green floor. And I'm just going to use these little chunks of cardboard for cutting around the heater so I don't get it covered in paint. Well, even with just one coat on, that makes such a huge difference in here. I am going to be doing a second coat, but I'm going to let this dry. Going to go up and re-water up there, and hopefully this will be dryish enough that I can get a second coat on here shortly. Well, I was able to go through and get a second coat of paint on. Used up all I had left. I think it looks pretty sharp. It may need a third coat. We'll see once it's all dried. But this is where I'm going to end today's video. I'm going to take these little butternut squashes down to the house for dinner. So I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye for now.